Excuse me, Miss Ellington. What's eating her?
Don't worry about her, dude. She's only being a bear type. That's just her. Let her be.
You're right, Mom. I'm just going after some big of water and stick.
You know you aren't allowed to miss the customers. Now get back to where you belong.
Now, wait a minute. Who do you think you're talking to like that?
I'm going inside to check and kick your black ass out of here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Mark the Garvey Union and sit down. Respect only you consider given.
You know, I've given them enough respect already. And for them to disrespect us like that is not acceptable. We belong back in Africa, where our ancestors are from. The United Negro Improvement Association is striving to make this dream become a reality.
And how do you expect to get our people back to Africa?
The Black Star.
The Black Star Line? How's that going, Marcus? Or how about the UNIA? If I'm not mistaken, you and 3 of your fellow colleagues have been charged with 12 counts of mail fraud. Or how about your decision about unseaworthy ships that are calling these as we speak? Or what about you surrounding yourself with unreliable leaders? Are your choices for accounting for your money?
This may seem like a major setback, but in reality, this is a problem that will end up being resolved. The Black Star Line may not bring my people back to Africa now, but our people will return to their homeland in the near future.
You two, stop making all this racket. And who are you two? What are you doing back here? We can't have everyone making noise.
That's Neil Hurston, the writer. Langston is the poet. They know they have to stay back here and keep it down. Don't worry about them. And Mr. Langston, you were here listening to them talk. Can you tell me what they're talking about? Because frankly, I don't even have a clue.
Well, Mom, they're talking about Mr. Garvey's plan of going back to Africa.
Mr. Hughes, you above all others should agree with me on my Back to Africa movement.
Well, I feel like you should stay here and be a part of America and not be separated.
Well, my comment was directed to Mr. Hughes, not you, Miss Hurston.
That is no way to talk to a lady, but I would also like to know how Lincoln feels about this issue.
I believe times are tough, but we must make best what's in hand split. Even though our ancestors were born and taken from Africa, we were born and raised here in America, which we've come to call home. But I'll tell you what, I would have a much easier time making buck in Africa than I ever could here in America.
Why would you say that? Business is booming. Do you hear them out there? They love me.
Maybe you dad's artists, but not for us writers and painters.
See, it's the white devil that doesn't appreciate true Negro art. In Africa, you wouldn't have this struggle. You wouldn't have to please others. You would do it for yourself and Negroes everywhere.
Since you feel this way about the white devil, why don't you tell us all about your meeting with Edwin Young Clark, the imperial wizard of the KKK?
Oh, my meeting with him was strictly a political play to advance the UNIA in the South, where 4 out of 5 fellow Negroes live.
That does not excuse a meeting. The Klans are brutally killing Negro men for no damn reason, except the reason that we have darker skin than they do.
But in Africa, this is not a problem.
Listen, Garvey, I'm sick and tired of hearing you talk about the Back to Africa movement. If you love Africa so damn much, then you can pack your stuff and go.
Calm down, Marcus. You know you can't do anything right now.
Fine. You all stay here and try to make America work. I will continue my work until we return to the promised land, Africa. I have no desire to take all black people to Africa with me, because there are black people who are no good here and will likewise be no good there. There shall be no solution to this race problem until you, yourself, strike the blow for liberty.
Calm down, calm down. Let's get back to the business at hand. Our most recent issue of the crisis. Does everyone have a copy?
I have copies over here.
I would love one. Thank you, Langston.
Thank you.
Langston, may we please hear your submission to the magazine?
Certainly. It's called The Negro Speaks of Rivers, and you can find it on page 7. I know rivers. I know rivers ancient as the world and older than the flow of human blood and human veins. My soul has grown deep, like the rivers. I bathed in the Euphrates when dawns were young. I built my hut near the Congo, and it lulled me to sleep. I looked upon the Nile and raised the pyramids above it. I heard the singing in the Mississippi when Abe Lincoln went down to New Orleans, and I've seen its muddy bosom swim golden in the sunset. Yes, I know rivers, ancient, dusty rivers. My soul is grown deep, like the rivers.
That was a fantastic read, Lincoln. I am honored that you are allowing me to cover this in crisis. It really exemplifies what our magazine is about.
The symbolism of rivers and place of new life really illustrates what the crisis is about. It is an outlet where artists can emotionally express themselves in a very creative way.
Thank you, Miss Urson and Mr. DeWalt.
You're welcome.
I'm glad you two can see the point I was trying to make there on the history of our people. Zora, why don't you read something for us? I'm sure we'd all love to hear what you've written.
I would love to read something for y'all. It's an excerpt from the novel I'm working on, Just Cats on the Road. To yearn for universal justice, but how to bring it about is another thing. It is such a complicated thing for justice. Like beauty is in the eye of the beholder. There is universal agreement of the people, but the application is on the fight.
Ah, amazing, Laura. That was beautiful. But you mentioned justice a lot. How do you think we can achieve equality?
Well, I believe we achieve justice and equality by working together and gaining a worldwide understanding of what needs to be done, causing us to put aside our differences for the greater result of not just one race, but for all races.
You mean for everyone, Dora?
Of course. Black or white, young or old, male or female, people on this planet are deserving of justice and should not be denied for any person for any reason.
Frankly, I don't agree with your statement. All the injustice that has come to our people makes the idea of equality impossible. There needs to be retribution. We did not go through slavery for over 200 years, and 60 years of discrimination under Jim Crowism to now, in the snap of a finger. To be equal and to have justice, it just doesn't happen overnight.
Even though we have experienced oppression in the past, there is no reason for us to drop down to the level of these bigots. For us, if we drop down to their level, then who really wins the conflict? Justice cannot be achieved through injustice.
I see your point, but I don't agree with you. What they did to us and our people is inexcusable. But let's just agree to disagree. Hey, boss. I think it's a little early. My group's going down to Chicago.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hidey, 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 hidey.
Well, hi! Hey, Kev. Can you cover for me?
I used to do
Duke, they want an encore. Duke!
Never, Bob. He left to Chicago to perform with his band.
Do we have someone to cover for him tonight? Boss, I'll cover for Duke. I knew you would. There's always a reason why they scream Tab Calloway when you walk in. Get out there.
Well, I appreciated your company this evening, but I must go home. Langston, will you please escort me home?
I'll be delighted to. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon.
I'm coming along with you guys. Thank you all for a wonderful evening tonight.
You guys hear that out there? Cabby's got good down.
I have never met a jazz musician who hasn't been able to make you start tapping your feet away. I do have to admit, though, Ma, you have the best sound here. That's why they call you the mother of blues.
Well, white folks hear the blues come out, but they don't know how it got there. They don't understand that that's life's way of talking. You don't sing to feel better, you sing because that's the way of understanding life.
I sing how I feel. The only thing better than singing is more singing.
And what we play is life. If you ask what jazz is, you'll never know. There's people out there that they don't know, you just can't tell them. My whole life, my whole soul, my whole spirit is to play this horn. You all do that do, re, mi, and si, do, la, but you have to find the other notes yourself. Louie, I know when you play that horn, it's more than just sound that comes out. Your heart and soul revives to your harmony.
Where there is love and inspiration, good music will follow.
True music comes from those who really appreciate it and can find the meaning behind the tune of the sound.
Well, I get my inspiration from the bottom of the glass.
Come on, Betsy, you've had enough. I'm going to take you home.
No. I've taken care of this girl for too long. She's going to put that damn bottle down or it'll be the death of her.
Everyone's gone home. You all can stay and do whatever you want.
I think we should take a hint from Betsy. We should all just take a breather, grab a drink, and just dance.
What the heck? Okay.